What's crafting sword of followers of chaos? Welcome back to another episode of Chaotic Craft. Now, you might recognize the farm behind us, but you won't recognize the interior, as we are now in the tree building which we left off with last episode. So, let's show you around the inside, and then I'll show you around the outside, which is a different way to do it. So first thing you see as you walk in is obviously the farm. Now I've put some extra barrels around just to jump, and we've got a little bone meal maker here. Now, can anyone tell me why these copper golems struggle getting over these trapdoors? He keeps getting stuck, so I've had to put these down temporarily, but they do look quite cool when they're up. Maybe I'll figure something out. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just leave them down. We've got more storage. I love these lights. These are my favourite. Over here we've got basically gardening stuff. I know. Oh, hello. There's a fella. That must be one of the guys that escaped. Anyway, we've got some custom pots. So we've got some big pots, massive pots. I don't know if you can see that. Massive. This is a table for the Tinker's Construct. It works all right, I'm not too sure. And we've got a little watering can. I've decided to stick with the copper pipes as structural beams, which I think is quite cool. We're doing quite well actually on wood, like 3 stacks. Does go through a lot of bone meal, so a lot of the time I won't have bone meal on here. I'll just let it grow naturally, and it does the job. It trickles bits and pieces. Now in here we've got just this little room, and then this is like the botanical lab in here. So what is some sort of like viewing area with computer sort of monitoring what's going on inside, and these are the plants that I have discovered. Now we've got a chest just here, and then I'll come through here, and yeah, we've got a lot of the furniture mod. These are beautiful. I love these things. Yeah, planters, lights, and watering things, and I think these look pretty cool. It makes this sort of botanical area look, yeah, like I said, pretty cool. Then you come through here, and we go up. Now I couldn't really think what to put up here, so I put up my bed. We've got another big chest and a couple of big barrels. Still got to figure out how to use these things. And then we can basically view the farm from here, make sure it's working, and we've got all the natural light that anybody could ever want. Now, there is a little bit that's higher, and that's where the peak of the tree is. If it was any lower, the tree will grow, which did get quite frustrating, but I heightened it up. But I do need to run a lot of string around the top, just to make sure the snow doesn't set. Now it's time for a tour of the outside. Now, I love these. I love these little golems. Once they oxidize, you can set them in different positions, and I quite like using them. And I think this is the first time I've ever used them like this, but they make nice little sort of light holders. Fortunately, you have to have a block just above that to connect that too, but I think they look like quite cool placeholders. We have this lovely little porch area with some more storage, and this is the outside. We've got a nice glass pot there, big open area. We've got the logo on the side, of course. Can't go without the logo. I'm gonna steal those because I need these for the bone meal. This is just the back. Pretty bog standard. We'll keep it with the same palette that we always do. I think keeping things in unison really, and making sure that everything looks the same and it's quite cohesive works quite well. So I'm pretty happy with how it's come out. Quite happy with the whole light system as well. Obviously you can click on things, so you can click. If I click with, I don't know, let's see, no, let's not click on him. So there are a few other things that I've done between the episodes, and it's called infrastructure. Now, I struggle in the nighttime seeing around here, so I've created these lovely sort of lamp holders. I did want a string of them, but I think these work quite nicely. They're literally pipes, fence pipe, and then this is rope from the Tinker's Construct. Now the rope was quite fiddly to figure out. You have to place the pipe, then break the string, then place the string again, and it connects up. And same with the light. But the copper lights are so helpful, and especially helpful now I have 2 clerics in there. So now I've got a little couple that work for me, which is quite cool. I have been collecting a lot of copper. Just ignore the copper. I'm not a copper golem, I'm a withered golem. Anyway, so I've got a few of these dotted around. They work quite well. They sort of bring a little bit of life into the area, and obviously you're able to see where you are going. Now, the question is, how do I power all these things? Obviously, with law, we have, let me show you, just over this hill and over the brow of the hill, I have been, you can already see parts of them. I've been wanting to create some sort of windmill garden sort of thing. So there they are. I have 6 windmills powering with wires that go through here, and they go to my area. I wanted to keep them quite far out because you don't want big windmills next to your house, do you? But these are really simple to build. You've got, this is just your, why can I not think of what it's called today? Oh, we've got the white woods, we've got white fences, some pipes, ropes to connect to, and these windmills are from the furniture mod add-on, and they bring so much life into the area already. I'm not going to often see them, but it's a nice thing to have to give a little bit more lore into my area. And to be honest, if they were a create mod, I would probably do the same, but make it so they were connected over there. And I think they work out quite well. Might also possibly do a building down here, maintenance building, or a solar power area, which would connect as well. But they will be powering the area. But talk about windmills, there is one little thing that I found on the furniture mod add-on. And the first building that I showed you, oops, I am getting close to death, no. So the furniture mod that I showed you gives me some tiny windmills. Now, you won't be able to see them from down below, they're just more of a little added feature for me. But if you go upstairs, up here, come round here, there they are. So what I've done is I've mounted these on the drills, put a copper pipe on top, and then put these on top of the copper. And these are supposed to be like either weather vanes or to show me which way the wind is blowing. Basically something I just think they're cool, to be honest. They add that little bit more life into the area. I'm really happy. Chief Exploration Officer Gollum, calling Mothership. Come in, over.
Mothership here is receiving you, loud and clear. Nice to hear your voice again, Gollum.
Thank you for all the coordinates. Now, please, are you able to send down machinery so that we're able to start the dig?
Yes, machinery is on its way, Gollum. Don't you worry.
Thank you, and see you down there. Now this is the finished thing. It probably needs a little bit more texturing, but as you can see from the time lapse, I built the bottom crane, and between that I have built the dropship on top, which I really like. There is lots and lots of bits on here which are pretty cool, but I'll show you around the crane first. Now on here we've got little bits and pieces. I was trying to get the right angle. You could probably do this with a stairs, but you'd have to change the colour because we need yellow stairs. Get some yellow stairs out there now, because we need some sort of way to vary the colours, which would be quite. Imagine if you could dye wood. That'd be a bit like pale moss, pale wood. That'd be pretty cool. But I managed to get the angles that I need. I've used quite a bit of the furniture mods, so we've got little furnaces and like they are fruit barrels, which I really like. We've got these huge legs which got the pistons, and I wanted to break it up and make this sort of like springs. I haven't got a bed over here, so it's probably best if I run really fast. Anyway, what was I saying? From a distance, I think this looks pretty cool. Got quite a wide base on it. I quite like. So this centre section where the engine compartment is, that's where these big spindly legs in. And I could have sprawled them out, made it diagonal, but I wanted it to look like it's just dropped off. Now we've got these little bits here, which you could hang like shovels, bits and pieces off, which I quite like. I have, if you look carefully, those bits only come down to a certain point, so the legs would sort of close up on themselves, and then you'll be able to sort of carry it easier. It kind of reminds me of the Clone Wars, Star Wars stuff, and I like it. This thing is not rope. Now this is on the new Redstone add-on. This is an extendo piston, so this is a very long piston, which is going to come in quite helpful because I might make a sugarcane farm using this. And instead of using pistons on every single sugarcane, you'd literally only have to use like 5 or 6, and that would do quite a big area. And then rather than do the water areas, I think you put fans along the edge and watch that blow into sort of hoppers and stuff. I think that worked quite well. I have used these guys again. I love how the sundials look. I think they look pretty cool. And lots of pipes. And I'll quickly show you the side. So as soon as we're on the inside, we're greeted with a little steering compartment. We've got two things, sort of levers to indicate which way we're going. And then this is like the computer system to get all the motors started and everything. And then we're greeted with this little room. Oh, that was the light. And you come through to here, and this is like the engine room. So we've got note blocks, and this is a breeder. I think I used this on my last series, and because it is slightly wider than a block, but you can place blocks on top, I think that gives it a lead on some sort of weird sci-fi engine type thing. And I quite like this part down here. Now to the other build that you didn't really see. We had these 4 massive sort of cylindrical engines. I like them. I think it's missing probably say that like a white glass block either, well not glass panes either side, just to break up and make the shape a little bit more rounded. But what I've used is the fans again, because they give that a really nice sort of hovering sort of look. I do want to sort of do some sort of spray somehow. I'll figure that out. I've made a sort of pipe system either side, so that's connected to that, and you've got the pipes going into it that are manoeuvrable in a sense. And then we've got the cabins. Obviously the cabins are very similar. We've got the angled glass. I love angled glass. I think angled glass is perfect for what I need to do. Now if you come up here, I will show you, just ignore this block because this was the only way I could get up. This is the inside. Now it's not going to be a big inside. It just needs to do what it needs to do. I've used hamster wheels. I thought they looked pretty cool as sort of curved steering style things. I don't know. probably need to figure out some sort of weird steering system. You've got a back door which leads onto where the crane is, so in theory you could walk out onto the machine underneath and then just do maintenance and stuff. And you might wonder where the actual engine is itself to keep this thing flying. Now, if I can get out of it, get me out, get me out. No, it's not going to let me out, I'll just crouch. There you go. So, a couple of these blocks are going to disappear when I'm finished, but oh yeah, those are the ropes that connect it. Now, up here is where the magic sort of happens. This is a sort of weird sci-fi style engine I've used. The light blocks, and I love the way they just hover slightly over sort of power core. You've got the engines, lots of pipes, and we've got the same repeated over here. And these pipes lead obviously down to these engines, and so just imagine the pipes going through fueling. I really like this build. I think it's out of my comfort zone, but in my comfort zone at the same time. I'm getting used to building sci-fi. I love sci-fi. I think it's pretty cool. Oh, and there's a couple more touches as well. Here you can just see over there, just on top of the actual crane cab, we've got some redstone emergency lights, which are pretty cool, and these arrow lights are gutters. So I've got to figure out what these things actually do instead of using them for decorative blocks. I love decorative blocks, but I need to actually start using them for what they really are. Now you may wonder as well, why have you got a big present here? Now with the furniture mod, when Christmas is coming, and obviously we hit December now, their big chests turn into massive Christmas blocks, which is I quite like. I think it's pretty cool. But I'm pretty happy with this build. I think it's bringing in more vehicles, more sci-fi. I know it's probably the same direction as this. I'll probably need to maybe do some angled stuff or other directions, and please don't say it. I don't think it's bad because of that. I just think it was just perfect, just fitting the right way, and it sort of points where I needed to point, and I think, yeah, I'm very happy, and I love how big and chunky it is, and how it suits the area really well. But there needs to be reason behind this. So this is going to be the area for finding the different digs. So when I find the different digs, we're going to have probably cargo crates and smaller machines helping dig things out, so that's going to be more lore. I haven't built any more houses yet. I probably need to start building a few more for the other villagers, but with Christmas coming up, and hopefully soon we'll be meeting up with the lads, and then we'll have some shenanigans and some fun. So with the vibrant visuals on, this place is looking amazing. Now, this thing with the lights and everything and the shadows looks so incredible. It's slightly laggy. I don't know what Vibrant Visuals does on mobile, but it slows it down a little bit. But this place looks incredible. Even this thing, I love how the light sort of spreads about, and it's almost like in an aura of how cool it is. I'm so happy. I'm not going to be obviously playing with Vibrant Visuals on much longer, because obviously the lagginess is too much, but I just wanted to see what it looked like in what would be like normal daylight. This place is spot on. It's doing what I needed it to do, giving it that feel. It is lovely. By the way, if you're wondering what I'm doing, and looks like I'm in creative mode, I am, but this is on a creative test world, which I transferred over, and I think it looks cool. So never worry, I'm not cheating on normal realms. I've just transferred this over so I can see what it looks like with the vibrant visuals on. And yeah, I love it. I think it looks amazing. Everything's beautiful, and it's definitely giving it that sci-fi feel that I really wanted. And I think that wraps it up for today's episode. We've done quite a bit. I've shown you around a lot of stuff, and we've built this beautiful thing behind us. I think this is awesome, and I think it's going to suit the area really well. And it leads on to a lot of lore stuff, which I'm really happy about. And in the meantime, guys, I hope you're all keeping well. And don't forget to drop a like, drop a subscribe, because coming up to Christmas, I'm nearly at my goal. 300 by Christmas, that is where I'm going to head to. So please give us a share around to people. That'll help me out so much. Also, in the coming few episodes, hopefully, we're going to get the boys together. Unfortunately, Skitz's computer Holly is still out of commission, so he may join us, he may not, but he won't have any episodes on this series out. But we are planning on meeting Merovec most likely at the weekend, and Night Flame, and maybe Charles if he's not working, because it's coming up to Christmas and it's a busy time for a baker. So, in the meantime, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay crafty.